Guys, let's get down to business so we don't waste time. So, after let's say, I don't know, over $7,000 worth of education and seminars and whatnot, the simplest questions that I had were answered, but not in a way that you would understand because they're not sexy. And we need to understand these questions before we devote the entirety of our lives to this process. Because, I mean, you can go to college, you can do whatever. Forex and trading in general is a career. Like it or not, you can do it on your spare time, blah, 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 but you're not a pro. You don't got it like that, bro. So you're gonna have to answer these questions and see if this is worth it for you in order for you to actually keep going. Sound the most important question of all, because time is money. How much can I actually make with Forex? And some people tell you, oh, make 20 grand, oh, make 30 grand automated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, most of the time it's bullshit because those people are just making money by selling you courses because they know slightly more than you do and they feed off of your desire to better yourself. So now let's start with this question and let's get to the point. I won't waste your time. So, how much can you actually make with Forex without being irresponsible? Okay. So, this is how actual, professional traders uh, make money. Okay. So, you make it a career, blah, 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 get funded. I'll talk about getting funded. Okay. It's because your goal is to make money. So, you're going to need you're not gonna do it with $100. I'm just gonna tell you that straight up right now. Unless you're an absolute pro, you're not gonna do it with $100, especially not in the forex market, without considerable risk, without risking blowing that account. So let me give you the formula for success when it comes to trading. Win rate plus risk reward ratio equals success. Okay, I'm assuming that you already have some kind of strategy and you have some kind of edge in the market, but let me show you how math is going to assure that you're actually successful in the trading, and then I'll show you a simulator which is going to show you how you can grow that account. So most of the time you're going to aim to get a 1 to 2 ratio or a 1 to 3 ratio plus. Okay, this is the money right here. Why? Because when you have this ratio, your break even is at 33% win rate. So that means you could be wrong like 67% of the time and you're going to be break even. If your win rate, okay, is 40%, you're making money at a 1 to 2 ratio, okay? You do not need a high win rate to be successful, and that BS 90% win rate, all that stuff, I've yet to see one that's legit, okay? 80% on a algo or something like that. It has to be that way, but they're usually trading the daily, and that's just a different trading style. So my favorite style, my favorite risk reward rate here is 1 to 3. Why? Because you can lose these trades 75% of the time, and that's your break even. Okay, but anything over 30%, guess what? You're in the money. That means that's insane. That's what math does for you. Okay, for every 10 pips that you risk, you aim for 30. Okay, and you make money long term. Let me show you what that means, okay? And then I'll give you an example of a trade that I took. So let's say you have a 100K account, okay? You don't need a 100K account, but you can have access to one if you want. All you have to do is anybody can do it. Get a pass funded program, and there's a whole bunch of them. But you can do your own funds. You can do 1K, you can do 10K. But I'm going to show you this for example. Let's say your win probability is 35%. Okay, that's pretty low. If somebody told me, hey, I win only 35% of my trades, that'd be you're crazy. But this is the power of math. And this does not account for the trades that run to like 1 to 8, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, and I'll show you an example of that. So this is just, strict for every one that I lose, I aim for 3. For everyone that I risk, I aim for 3. This is educated gambling. Let's not kid ourselves. That's exactly what Forex is. Educated gambling. Okay? So, out of 100 trades, which is average, in less than 5 months, 1 trade per night, which is what I do, is 1 trade per night. That's what I do. Okay, let's say number of lines. Okay, and I'm only risking 1% of my account. Okay, so at 100K, I'm only risking $1,000 per trade, right? But if I win, I get 3K in return. So let's start. Oh, the simulator is already there. So let's say we took this 100K account. We took this 100K account, and in 100 trades, we made 48%. What does that mean for you? Well, you made almost 50 grand, okay, in the span of 100 trades. Now, let's say max consecutive losers 11. That's pretty high. Max consecutive winners 7. But that's pretty damn high right there. Okay, a max average drawdown is 8.7%, guys. That's insane. You see that? The max drawdown on those challenges is 10%. So that means you would most likely pass that challenge for the 100K account. All right. So now let's say you're a little bit of a better trader. Okay. Now let's go over here. Now let's say this is kind of where I'm at right now. Win probability 40% or above, and I risk 2% per trade. Okay. So let's start the simulation and let's put 3 zeros right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now let's say we're make sure everything's good. 100K. Okay, cool. So we took that 100K account and then we 3x'd it, guys. Check it out. So we made $232,000 on that account. Yes, our drawdown was a little bit smaller, but I mean a little bit higher. However, what you would want to do is trade this with your own money. Don't use 2%. Obviously, the more percentage you risk, the more drawdown you're gonna have. But don't use your own. This is if you use your own money and you're confident in your scale. And this is only at a 40% win probability, with only risking 2% of your account. This is how responsible long-term traders trade. Okay, this is career money, guys. Okay, this is why you should pursue forex, but it's not going to be easy. Those EA bots are most of them are garbage, and they still require you to be there and get like a VPN and blah blah blah. You need to understand that if you want to make money in the forex market, it's going to take work. But I'm giving you a realistic expectation, and I'm answering that question because I wish somebody answered that question. Now, for the last part, let me show you a trade that I took. I used multi-time frame analysis with order blocks. So let me show you this trade. Okay, on the daily, you know what? I'm not gonna break it down for you because it's gonna take too long, and I don't teach my trading style. I learned it from somebody, and I'll link it for you if you ask me to. But I'm just gonna show you the result. Okay, so at a 1 to 3, we aimed for this 1 to 3, and it was right there. And I took it, I think, at the 15-minute order block. Okay, so this is the 1 hour chart. Let's switch it to the 4 for a little more clarity. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. All right, cool. So the 1 to 3 was hit pretty early there, and where I took profit was right around 6. So on a 100K account, that is a. Sorry guys, I'm still getting used to this tablet here. On the 100K account, that's around $6,000, right? And because I used 2%, you could say that went to $12,000 in one trade. $12,000 in one trade. Okay, you can monitor your account, but you see how my entry here. This is my strategy. This is why I love this strategy, and my entry, it never touched back. And this doesn't happen all the time. I'm gonna tell you straight up, this doesn't happen all the time. But if I went from that order block over here to that order block, that's a 1 to 7. And let's say we ran liquidity past this block, right? And this is gold, obviously, so we needed a retracement. So let's say we held it to this daily order block right there. That's a 1 to 29, guys. That's $29,000 in one trade. 29, close to $30,000 in one trade. At a 2% risk, if you're risking your own money, that's 60 grand in 100K. If you have a 7-figure account, you know what it is. So what does that mean also? What this means is that you could have had, let's say you just held it to this conservatively, 17, 1 to 17, and these do happen, 1 to 8s, 1 to 10s. Let's say you got 11 bad trades in a row, guys. 11 bad trades in a row, okay? consecutively. This trade alone would have wiped it all out and then some. Okay, now let's say you once you get a little bit better and you know how to hold and you know how to tail the trade. Now let's say you held it down to this daily order block on the bottom. Okay, that is a 1 to 30. That's pretty amazing, guys. So you want to make a lot of money? The secret is to reduce your stop loss, get those sniper entries, but you don't even have to do it like that. You can even take trades on the 1 hour and just stick to the rules. Okay, stick to your rules, and you can get those 1 to 3s. Look, this is the 1 hour chart. That's a 1 to 3 ratio right there. You could have taken a trade and you could have written it down. I mean, it's easy. Once you know, it's easy. But this is the most important thing that you're going to need to understand is how much you can actually make. All right. So for the next video, I'll talk about something else. If you're interested in following me on my socials, I'll link them down below. If you're interested in my strategy, you can ask me for it, or I'll just link it down below. All right, guys. See you on the next one.